two titans collide. One battle that will shake Skull Island forever. In the heart of Skull Island, a giant stirred the ancient wild. Even the smallest creatures felt the tremor of fate approaching. Then, cutting through the jungle, a cry for help.
Caught between fallen branches, she could only scream for salvation!
And suddenly, the jungle held its breath. The king moved with purpose. Something was terribly wrong. But another force moved through the jungle. Something ancient. From the depths of the ancient wild, a predator returned.
The hunter found its prey.
And the king of the island arrived, just in time. The ancient predator recognized the challenge before it. The king and the ancient hunter clashed in a storm of fury. With a mighty roar, Kong resisted the predator's deadly grip. The jungle itself became a battlefield, shaking with every move. With a forceful slam, the king of Skull Island asserted his dominance.
The terror subsided, replaced by Awe.
With a careful hand, the king safeguarded the fragile life before him. The king of Skull Island moved through the fading light, protector of life and ruler of all he surveyed. And so the king's roar echoed across Skull Island, a testament to his reign and... Even as the battle subsided, the king's senses never rested. Even in the aftermath, the jungle was alive with watchful eyes. He moved with care, each step measured in the shifting terrain. Even a smaller adversary could not escape the king's gaze. With unmatched force, the king reminded the jungle who ruled these lands. Even the armored giant learned caution when facing the king. The king surveyed his realm, ever watchful, ever vigilant. A new challenger stirred in the distance, and the king's instincts sharpened. He advanced with caution, every sense alert to danger. From the shadows, another hunter observed the king. A new predator dared to challenge the king. The king's power was undeniable, even against the fiercest of foes. The king stood watch over his domain, unchallenged and supreme. Even the swift predator learned the price of challenging the king. Even under the cover of night, the king's vigilance never faltered. In the shadows, the next challenge silently approached. The king of Skull Island faced multiple foes under the night sky. Under the night sky, the king's rule was unchallenged once more. In the shadows of the night, the king reigned supreme, unchallenged and eternal. Even under the silent glow of the moon, the king remained watchful.
Even the skies were not free from challengers for the king. With unmatched strength, the king defended his realm from above. Even the rulers of the skies yielded to the king of Skull Island. The king's watchful gaze assured the island that his reign was unbroken. A new danger stirred in the molten heart of the island. From the molten shadows, a titan of old emerged to challenge the king. The king faced the ancient titan, where fire and earth collided.
The king evaded the predator's first deadly strike.
With raw power, the king fought back against the ancient predator. The ancient predator fought with relentless fury against the king. With speed and strength, the king evaded the jaws of destruction. With a mighty strike, the king shifted the battle in his favor. With careful timing, the king evaded the deadly strike of the ancient predator. The ancient predator retaliated with fury, shaking the very ground. With unwavering strength, the king prepared the strike that would decide the night. The king's strike landed with unstoppable force, shaking the very ground.
Defeated, the ancient predator retreated, leaving the king unchallenged. The king stood unchallenged, a true titan, reigning over Skull Island. As dawn broke over Skull Island, peace returned to the king's domain. Walking along the river, the king observed the calm of his reclaimed home.
Among the trees, life resumed, and the king watched over it all.
Watching the creatures of his jungle, the king's presence brought calm to all around him.
Near the waterfall, the king found a moment of calm, a brief respite from his battles. Among the ruins of an ancient civilization, the king's curiosity was awakened.
Inside the ancient chambers, the king felt the weight of forgotten history. The murals spoke of a forgotten era, and the king pondered the tales etched in stone. At the river's edge, the king watched over the smaller creatures of his realm.
Having seen the remnants of history, the king moved through the jungle with quiet authority.
From the heights of the canopy, the king surveyed his island kingdom with watchful eyes.